Our next distinguished speaker is Sir Professor Dr. Gabriele Pao-Pei Andreoli, President of the Institute for Advanced Studies and Cooperation and an ethical AI leader affiliated with the Vatican. A polymath in medicine and ethics, he addresses the shift from law to conscience, discussing the future of global governance.
It's a true honor to be here, and I wanted to thank Alantra and Pastor Burns for inviting me. I had the good fortune of having them at the Vatican, at the Pontifical Academy of Science a few months ago, and it was a great honor, and I think united we stand, and also I brought a little present for you. So it's a rosary from the Holy Father. It's been blessed, and you know, so I wanted to take this little time to give it to you.
Man, thank you. Wow. Holiness.
So the Holy Father is always with us and in our heart.
Wow.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
What is that? So special. Wow.
I'm going to try to read this, and because I think it's important. We're standing in a threshold of a new era, and I need your help. We all need to stay together. So esteemed spiritual leaders and diplomats, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in a time of extraordinary paradox. Never before has humanity possessed such technological power, scientific knowledge, and global connectivity. Yet never we face such a systemic fragility, polarization, and planetary risk. This paradox reveals something essential. The central challenge of our time is no longer technological, but political, constitutional, and ethical architecture. At WEF in Davos yesterday, leaders have spoken of the essential need for a new world order, and it was about time. We've been working on it for the last few years. In recent days, I was at the Vatican seeking guidance from His Eminence, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Secretary of State of the Holy See, and we reflected on a question that is at once urgent and hopeful. How can humanity move beyond fragmented effort and begin to shape a shared constitutional pathway for peace, for human dignity, and for regeneration of our Mother Earth? And by the way, I think Kathleen Rogers is here with us, and she was a great inspiration. Kathleen, are here? Or maybe she's... Oh, okay, great. Thank you for being with us. How can we transition from sustainability to flourishing? The conclusion was clear. We must work together through institution, through commitments, and through technological guarantees, because what humanity needs today is not merely a better tools, but a new framework of trust. A framework capable of translating ethical intention into credible, verifiable, enforceable cooperation across borders, systems, and generations. For many years, sustainability has guided political discourse. To sustain is to hold, to resist, to maintain balance, and balance, when treated as an end rather than as a phase, becomes stasis. In living system, biological, social, and civilizational stasis is not life. The challenge we face, climate instability, geopolitical conflict, inequality, and the concentration of technological power cannot be solved by containment alone. This is why we must move from sustainability to flourishing. Flourishing is not theoretic. It's a principle of governance. To flourish means to design economic, political, and technological system that generates more life, more dignity, more trust, and more shared prosperity over time. Sustainability asks, how do we survive longer? Flourishing asks, how do we harmonize and strive together? Flourishing is generative, and the pathway to flourishing is harmony. The alignment of freedom with responsibility, innovation with ethic, sovereignty with cooperation, and progress with protection and trust. For the first time in human history, the vision is no longer confined to moral aspiration. We now possess the technological platform capable of making it real. An enabling infrastructure that allows ethics to move from intention to implementation, ethical systemic intelligence, supporting decision making while preserving human accountability and dignity. The centralized blockchain system ensuring transparency, trust, and international integrity beyond centralized power. Quantum and post-quantum science, strengthening security and transforming state strategy, because in an interconnected world, domination produces instability, while cooperation generates anti-fragility. So, for the first time in human history, finally, the convergence of changes is the very logic of power. It allows us for the first time to envision a world federation of states grounded in guarantees, constitutional framework. Not a global government, not an empire, but a federation of guarantees, limits to power, protection of rights, constitutional safeguard for dignity, peace, harmony, and the regeneration of our leadership and relationship with the earth. Peace has to be a strategic infrastructure. For too long, peace has been treated as a moral aspiration or a diplomatic outcome, but peace has failed repeatedly because it lacked the institutional and economic infrastructure. Almost there, don't cry. War remained profitable because peace was structurally weak, too dependent on personalities, too vulnerable to manipulation, too exposed to capture of institutions. That equation can now change. In the regenerative paradigm, peace becomes economically advantageous, strategically stabilizing, technically innovative, and socially resilient. Cooperation scales better than conflict. Trust multiplies economic and social value faster than fear. Regenerative systems outperform extract ones. In this model, peace is not only ethical, it's strategically and economically superior. But this transformation requires a decisive evolution of governments. Ethics must move from aspiration to architecture. It must be embedded by design. Ethical IE is not decoration, it's a safeguard. Decentralization is not ideology, it's institutional anti-fragility. Guarantees constitutionalism is not theory, it's a protection against systemic abuse of power. Without ethics, technology accelerates inequality and instability. With ethics, technology becomes an engine for flourishing. We're building a platform for scientific technological diplomacy, a space for spiritual dialogue beyond ideology, constitutional and policy proposals aligned with emerging technologies and practical frameworks where peace is treated as a system, not as a slogan. Not ideology, but governance. Not utopia, but institutional design. Not theory, but action. A constitution is not merely a text. A constitution is a shared commitment to the future. We believe that time has come to give momentum to a new guarantees constitutional pathway for peace, one that can be endorsed, undersigned, and advanced by institutions, leaders, and citizens of conscience. I therefore invite you all to engage, to follow this work, to contribute to it, to undersign it, and encourage others to do the same, because the future is no longer something we merely debate. It is something we are now responsible to design together through policy, law, technology, and leadership. We started, let us embrace as a spiritual leader. We can. Let us build what is structured, safeguard, and regenerative for all of us and our children and future. Thank you all.